Hey dear fashion bosses, how are you doing today? All right, so I want to say a very big thank you. If today is your first time on this channel, we say you're on the right space. Right, and to our returnee, God bless you. So we're learning how to make this beautiful shirt dress. As you can see, I'm showing you the cuffling, the flap after the cufflings area, and all of that. Okay. So the sleeve got drapes, on two got two drapes, okay. So basically it's a shirt dress with this kind of sleeve curves and then extended flap. You see the buttons, you see the elastic drapes. Is a lot, okay, to learn from today's class, okay. The tutorial is actually very long, but it is long because I needed it to, capture every aspect of this class, okay? I didn't want to leave any stone unturned, thereby leaving you wondering what happened at one point. So you do well to watch this video from the beginning to the end if actually you want to know how to make this shirt dress, okay? As you can see, the sleeve area, it's extremely very beautiful, okay? And then you will also learn how to make the collar, okay, is cut together collar, the collar stand and the collar itself, it's drafted and cut together, okay. You will learn how to draft this shirt, okay. So we're not using pattern paper, we are drafting, straight up on the fabric, okay. You will also learn how to, um create, attach your pockets if you want to, right? It's a lot. The dress, it has extended shoulders, okay. It's not like the regular shoulder. It's a lot, guys, for you. A lot you would really learn, in this tutorial, okay. It's a lot from start to finish. How we achieve the sleeve, the sewing, the curves, the extended flap and all. So if this is what you would like to learn how to make, please do well to stay to the end of this video. Do not be in a hurry. You can see how the back is sitting well. It is extremely amazing, okay. Like I always say, an idea is what you need. Once you're able to put this piece together, you can, from here grow into knowing how to do other styles. So if you like to learn how to make this, stay to the end of this class. And whilst at 8, do not forget to subscribe, okay. Tap on the bell to get notification, as you can see, okay. All right, so we are here already on the cutting table, so I'm going to do a lot of explanation. So this is the fabric. We are going to be cutting the front and the back together. The fabric was a little rumpled, okay, so I had to iron. So this is the front flap area for the button. Is 3 inches. As you can see, I am folding it in already. I measured 3 inches, okay. The front, don't forget, is going to have button in front, okay. So I measured 3 inches and then I folded it in, right. And then the upper one is for the back panel, so we are cutting the front and the back together. I use the hip, which happens to be the biggest part of the body, okay, to fold. So we have the back panel and we have the front panel, and then we are cutting both together. So the front part, I measured 3 inches on this front part. As you can see, I folded it in, okay. That is going to serve as our button overlay or flap. So I folded it in and I ironed, okay. So we are going to start drafting right away. So first of all, I am going to mark my starting line, which of course is our tradition. So the chalk is not going to be extremely visible because we're working on a white fabric and I don't want the chalk to stain the fabric. So from our starting line, I'm going to come down by 3.5 inches for our shoulder slope, okay. And then I'm going to connect from the shoulder slope into the starting line, okay, into the starting line. I did that connection. So the next thing we will do now is I'm going to show you how to measure from your center back the shoulder is as extended sleeve, extended shoulders. So I measure from my shoulder center back to where I want the extended shoulders to get to. It's not our regular 8 inches shoulders, okay? And then I marked, okay? So after marking, I'm going to come down to get my chest line. My chest line happens to be the same measurement or line with my bust point, 12 inches, and then I marked, okay? I'm just trying to be careful so that the fabric will not be stained, from the chalk color on the chalk. So after doing that, I'm going to measure my bicep. This is my arm area, okay? I measure it and then I'll divide what I got from there by 2, and then I will chalk it, okay? After chalking, I measure the totality of what I have here, and then I'll bring it to my bust point line, and then I'll add 2 inches to it, and then connect it back to that shoulder line, okay? That's extended shoulder line, shoulder drop shoulder that we got, okay? And then I will come here now and impute my bust point, adding 2.5 inches to it as is, and then I will connect from the sleeve opening to that bust measurement, okay? Thereby we have created our armhole for the shirt, okay? And then the neck width is 2.5 inches, and the neck depth for the back is 1 inch. And then I will connect. The neck depth for the front is 3 inches, okay? And then I will connect with my curve ruler, okay? Please make sure you watch this video over and over if you are missing out anything. So I connect my neckline with my curve for the front panel and for the back panel. That is what I just did, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to measure my waistline, okay? I measure my waistline and then I keep measuring and then I will connect, okay? After measuring the waistline, I will measure my hip line from my shoulder to my hip. That's what we are doing right now, okay? I measure and then I will connect. I am explaining in case you are not seeing the chalk very well because of the white fabric. We don't want so much stain on the fabric. So this is the hip line we just connected. So we are measuring the total length of the dress, the shirt dress right now, plus 1.5 inches seam allowance for folding, okay? That's what we are measuring right about now. And then I will connect with a straight rope as always, okay? All right. So after doing that, I am going to impute my waistline divided by 4, my waist measurement divided by 4, okay? And then I will go ahead to add 2 inches for seam allowance. I come down to my hip divided by 4, okay? My hip divided by 4. That's what I'm doing right about now, okay? And then I will also add my 2 inches seam allowance. So whatever I have on the hip line, I will bring it down to the M or the length of the shirt's dress. And then I am connecting from my bust point right now to my waist, from my waist to my hip. You can see how I'm turning my ruler. And then from my hip line now, I'm connecting to the length of the shirt. So guys, we are basically done with this shirt, okay? We are done. And then I'm going to come up here from the length of the shirt. I'm going to come up by 5 or 6 inches. I will mark and then I will create, yeah, I come on this line by 6 inches, and then I'm going to create this curve. Is this vintage style, okay? I'll create this curve to give it that vintage feel on the side. So guys, we are basically done. When I mean done, we are done. The next thing is to cut. Just watch how I am cutting this, okay? Do not forget that the shoulder is extended shoulder, okay? So standard shoulder is between 15, 16, 17, but this one we took it beyond 17 inches into parts of your upper, arm area. That is the way this shirt is, as you can see it, on the on your screen right now, okay? So after cutting, I'm cutting the neckline for the front and the back panel, okay? So we are cutting the neckline for the front and the back, and then continuing cutting off the parts of the fabric that we do not need. Okay, so a part did not we missed, the fabric on the bottom part, so I just go back to pick it. So this is what we have when we are done drafting and cutting. Okay, this is what it looks like. Basically, it is very simple. If you follow the step, you see how the bottom is looking. If you follow the step, you will get it. So I pull up the back panel. Okay, so this is the front panel. All right, this is the front panel. You see, this is the button area. Just trim off that side that is a bit pointy. Okay, trying to chalk it out to differentiate the back from the front, because both sides look the same, right? So this is what we have. Okay, so right about now, you're going to fold for your button flap. Okay, you double fold it this way using that gator line where we ironed it, the 3 inches that we folded as your landmark, or whatever English you want to use there, as a guideline rather. Okay, so I double fold it like this, and then I'm ironing it, to keep it in place for me, so that I can take it to my sewing machine and stitch properly. So this is how to get your button flap, basically, if you're making a shirt, any kind of shirts, guys. Okay, so the front panel is usually in two pieces. Okay, so after ironing, I will take it to my sewing machine and stitch it down. Okay, so this is for my button. The other side is for the button hole. I do the same to the other side. Okay, so this is it when I was done stitching for the button hole and the button flap. Okay, so this for the front panel. You go ahead and iron the part where you just stitch. Okay, so right about now I am going to pin it down, like as though we fixed the button, but we've not fixed the button. So the right part will be laid on the left part. Okay, so I'm just going to position it properly, and then I will pin it so that it stays like one piece for me, so we can continue stitching. Okay, so like I said earlier, this video is pretty long. I did not want to divide it into part 1 and part 2, so that you don't miss at some point. Some of you are not subscribed. Some of you don't click on the bell to get notifications, okay? So that's why I made it one. So I bring back the back panel, and then I place it this way, front side meeting with the front side, and then I'm going to stitch on the shoulder. Okay, so I just go ahead to stitch on the shoulders. Okay, that way. Okay, I'll stitch on the shoulders, right? So I'm done stitching on the shoulders, and this is what we have. A shirt dress is taking shape already. You see, I have stitched. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do right now, just fold it this way. Okay, measure my waistline again, and then I will notch. Okay, we've already measured it earlier. Okay, So from that notch part on my waistline, I will notch it this way. This is where my pocket is going to sit on, okay? So from that's my waistline, I will come down by 6 inches. That's the area the pocket will sit on. So this is my pocket. Guys, you already know how to do this. I've taught how to fix pockets severally on this channel. You could watch other videos to get yourself abreast with it. Okay, the video is already long enough, okay? So the notched part right now is where the pocket is going to sit on. That is, if you desired to fix a pocket. So from the waistline, I'm going to measure 6 inches downward, and then I'm going to notch. So that 6 inches is where the pocket will sit on when you install. So that's for that. So we are going to draft the collar right now. So before drafting the collar, I'm going to measure my neckline round about it to get the measurement of the neck, entire neck circumference. So what we have is 14 inches. Okay, so here is my pattern paper. I want to draft the collar. So I divide that 14 inches by 2. We are going to have 7 inches, and then I mark it down. On that point where we have the 7 inches, I'm trying to confirm my 7 inches. I mark it and then I connect it with this roll. Don't forget the round neck of your dress right now is 14 inches. I divide by 2. So I come up by 1 inches, 1 inch rather. I come up by 1 inch, come up here again by 1 inch, okay, and then I will connect, okay. This is for the collar stand. Don't forget we are cutting 2 in 1. So after doing that, I come there by 1 inch, come in by 1 inch. I just did that. Then from that 1 inch line, I'll come up by 2.5 inches. And then I will connect it with a slant into that 1 inch. As you can see, this is the collar arc area, okay? Then I'll come here by 2 inches, okay? So that this is the neck area to enable it sit properly at the back of your neck. So we have to minus ½ inch. So we connect it this way. So I'll come to this 1 inch area and then I'll make a curve, you know, for my collar stand, just like you can see me do. It is very simple, guys. Go over it again and watch. So I'll go ahead to cut it out. This is how to draft your collar, okay? The stand and the collar arc together at once if you don't want to do it differently. It is simple and easy, guys, okay? All right, so if you watched this video to this point, please do it to like, share and subscribe. Tap on the subscription button and then tap on the bell so you get notification each time we drop new videos. So our collar is ready. We are going to go ahead right now to transfer it on our fabric, okay? All right, so I fold my fabric into 2. You could fold it in bias form. I just did mine in bias form right now. You could fold it straight. However, you fold it into 2 this way. You place your collar pattern and then you pin. Okay, you pin. So I forget, I'm going to still adjust it because the back area will not be so I had to adjust it, okay? So we are not cutting the back area. The back area is on fold, okay? Or the center back rather is on fold. So I adjusted it and then I repinned, okay? So after pinning, I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. So as you can see, I am leaving a 0.5 inch, you know, on the upper side, the down side, the arc area. Okay, first of all, I have to cut it out this way and then I am tracing it out, leaving a 0.5 inch, okay, for sewing, okay, because we didn't add any allowance when we were drafting the pattern. Don't forget, I did not leave anything on the center back, okay? There is no allowance on the center back. So I will unpin and then infuse my fusible interfaces. Stay and paper stay is what I'm using. You can also use gum stay or collar stay depending on what you want, okay? So I'll go ahead and infuse. After infusing, I'm going to stitch this way, the way I'm showing you right now, okay? You stitch like this, like this, like this. You turn it inside out and then you iron. So this is the color. It is ready. Okay, I ironed it properly. I'm sorry this place is looking too bright, coupled with the white fabric. Okay, but I'll just go ahead to explain. So the color is ready. I'm going to bring it to the shirt dress. Okay, I'll first of all go ahead to fold my collar into two so that I can notch the midpoint. Okay, I notch the midpoint of the collar. I'll bring the shirt into two and then also notch the midpoint of the neck line. Okay, I open it up and then one part of the collar, I open it and then I pin it to the neckline. Okay, I pin it to the neckline. All right, just watch what I'm doing. I'm going to pin it to the neckline carefully. Okay, you are not expected to have any form of SSS around at this point. Okay, if you drafted your pattern very well, you're not expected to have any form of SSS. But if you peradventure have any SS, you have to take it back to your sewing machine, use your measurement very well and trim out any form of SSs that you may be having on your collar. Then bring it back and pin it to your neckline. Okay, because if there is an SS there, it means that you have to pleat at some point and all of that. It won't look well. Okay, if that wasn't the style of the shirt. So once I was done pinning, okay, I'll take it to my sewing machine and then I will stitch. Okay, you stitch it. After stitching, this is what you should have, and then you bring this other part this way. Okay, you fold it on the stitched area, that seam. You use it to cover it neatly like this. Okay, you cover it neatly. Okay, you fold it in using a 0.5 and then you neatly stitch. You have successfully installed your collar without any form of SSC. So when you are done, you run stitch on these angles that I'm showing you like this. Okay, and then run stitch on this midpoint like this. Okay, and then your collar is ready. Okay, so right about now we are going to measure. This is the sleeve area. I measure what I have there so that we can cut the sleeve. Okay, I measure the totality of what I have around my sleeve. Okay, so the sleeve is a long sleeve, it's very long, and then it has elastic drape, at 2 points. So, and don't forget, it has curve, like that collar around your wrists. Okay, so we are going to deduct 4 inches. We are using 4 inches for that collar around the wrist or the curve, depending on what you're comfortable to call it. Okay, we'll deduct 4 inches from the entire length of the sleeve. It's a long sleeve. Okay, so the sleeve is 23 inches. I will make it 30 inches because we have to use elastic to drape it a little so that it's going to be a bit puffy, you know. So 30 inches, I will now minus 4 inches for the curves or the collar. Okay, so whatever is left is what I'm going to use for the body of the sleeve. So that is what I am measuring here. This is for the sleeve. Okay, all right. So once we are done, and this is the width. The width is what we measured, on the shirt, the circumference of the armhole, seemingly so. So once I am done doing that, we're going to use elastic to drape it, at 3 points, 2 or 3 points. We'll drape it like this with our elastic. This is the style that we are trying to achieve. Okay, we'll drape it with our elastic. Okay, so before draping this sleeve, now we are going to divide it into 3 equal parts so that we will know at what points to impute our elastic. So the totality of what we have here, I divided it by 3. Okay, and then I am going to measure one part, measure, use what we have, to divide the sleeve. Okay, hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Right, I put one part there, I put one part here. Okay, and then I'm going to connect it with my straight ruler. I first of all I'll notch those parts where I impute the chalk, and then I connect it with my straight ruler. So this is where the elastic is going to come on, okay, as the elastic drape, okay. So we are using the 0.25 elastic to drape that point, okay. So right about now we are going to draft the cuff of the sleeve, the curve, and this extended flap right now, okay. So I measure my 4 inches. Don't forget 4 inches is for the curve, or the curve of the sleeve. 4 inches, that's what we deducted, okay. So I measure my 4 inches this way, okay. And then this extension now, okay, that flap, I'm going to be using 5 inches, okay, from your wrist to, somewhere around your fingers, okay. So I'm using 5 inches, and 5 inches is what we have there, okay. So right about now, the circumference of our wrist I divided into two, okay, and then I will add 2 inches as my button overlap, okay. I added 2 inches as my button overlap for the shirt, okay, and then I will connect this way, okay. So this line I'm marking now is for the wrist circumference, and the other one is the 2 inches for the button overlap, okay. And then from the wrist circumference now, from here, okay, all right, I'll bring whatever I have done there to the bottom of this flap right now. Add like 2 or 3 inches, okay, just like you are trying to get an A line, and then I connect this way. This is for the flap. So I come up by 0.5, and then I will mark properly, trying to be sure that you guys are seeing what I'm doing, okay. I'm trying to eliminate that pointy angle, from the extended flap. So guys, basically we are done drafting the curve and the extended flap, okay. All right, so if you are still watching this video, please do well to like, share, and subscribe. Engage in with this video, okay. Drop your comments, ask your questions, okay. Give a thumbs up, okay. So basically this is what this is going to look like. You see that is looking beautiful already, even from the pattern. So I fold my fabric like this because we need to transfer it right about now into our fabric. So I'm just going to pin it down. I fold my fabric into 4, okay, just like we folded for the collar and the collar stand. So after pinning, I am going ahead right now to cut this out, okay. After cutting out on your fabric, you're going to infuse your gum stay. Yes, I use the gum stay for this, okay. So I first of all cut one piece, although we are cutting two because we are using one as lining, one to turn the other, okay. We are using the same fabric as lining. So this is a pair, so you are going to cut for the second sleeve. So this is a pair right about now, okay. Just trying to chalk it a little to differentiate the front from the back. So I infuse my gum stay, okay, and then I'm going to stitch like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Turn it inside out, iron it, and do same to the second part. Okay, so I bring you back now to the sleeve. Just want to show you how I use my elastic to drape. So this is my elastic that I'm going to be using the circumference of my biceps, and my 3/4 circumference, okay, seemingly so, or how we divided it, okay. So I place my elastic this way, like you can see me do right now, okay. So I use the same fabric to create casing for the elastic, okay. And then I'm going to start pulling, guys, the regular way that we usually install elastic, different ways of doing these things, sure, but you can just watch what I'm doing. You can decide to copy this pattern. If it works well for you, it's okay, all right. So I just go ahead to do the draping with the elastic. Okay, pulling and then stitching. Okay. So guys, please do well to like this video, share it, give it a thumbs up, engage with it, like it, drop your comments, what you like, what you do not like. Subscribe guys, do well to subscribe. Okay, so we've done the first elastic drape, just trying to secure my elastic band and then substitch on the casing that I created with the same sleeve fabric, okay, to keep my elastic in place for me and to also give it a neat finishing. So I've done for the first. I'm going to do the second part where we roll, okay? So this is it. Okay, this is it. I am done draping with the elastic on 2 points, okay, of the sleeve. So the next thing we are going to do, this is the collar. Once we are done infusing, interfacing, sewing, turning, and ironing, okay? So right now we are going to install the fabric into the collar, okay? This way. We are almost done. We are almost done. So I'm going to run a loose stitch, excuse me. I'm going to run a loose stitch, on the edge of the sleeve, okay? And then I will pull a gathers. I'll pull a gathers to the tune of my wrist circumference, okay? So that it will be easy to install, all right? Just pull the gathers to the tune of my wrist circumference, just what we have, on the curve, okay? Right. So I just pull the gathers to the tune of my circumference, trying to spread my gathers evenly, okay? So some part does not look fuller than the other part, okay? And then confirming my measurements, at this point to be sure that I have my 8 inches or 7 inches rather, okay, that we are looking for. So right about now, I'm trying to get a midpoint of my curve area. That's the midpoint, okay? This is the midpoint, okay? And then also trying to measure out my 7 inches because the gathers will not get to, the button overlay area where the button and the button hole will sit on the cuffs. The gathers, that sleeve will not get there, okay? So I'm trying to differentiate those areas. So the gather areas will only sit, within my wrist circumference, which is 7 inches from that point where I marked, okay? From that point where I marked, but before then I need to close my sleeve. So I fold it into two this way, okay, leaving about 3 inches, okay, leaving about 3 inches from the beginning of the sleeve, okay, down to the point where I'm going to start stitching from about 3 inches. You guys know how shirt sleeve and cuffs usually look like now, okay? So I just close my sleeve this way, okay? Right. So I'm going to fold this area. I'm going to make it look neat. I double fold it, okay, so that the sleeve, the shirt, the curve area will look extremely neat. So I double fold and then I'll stitch it. I fold it this way and then I'll stitch. So have you liked, have you shared, have you subscribed? Please do well to subscribe, okay? You can also do well to follow us on all our social media handles: Facebook at Fashion Boss, follow our Facebook page, join our Facebook group at Fashion Boss, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and then, of course, subscribe to this channel where you're watching this video from right now, okay? So if you're interested in participating in our pants trouser training, it is ongoing. You can do well to send a message or WhatsApp message to the number on your screen. On that, in this pants trouser training, you will learn how to make pants trouser like a pro, from straight trousers to palazzos, wide leg palazzos, narrow leg palazzos, wrap trousers, cargo trousers. Mention it is a lot, okay? So do well to send, a message to the number on your screen right now if you're finding difficulty in making pants trousers, okay? Excuse me. So I just go right ahead right now. Once I was done, tidying up that aspect of the sleeve, I will pin it down and then I will sandwich it into the sleeve. Okay, I will sandwich it into the sleeve. I'll pin it down and then I will top stitch on it. Thereby, our sleeve is ready. Okay, so I'll just push in that gathered area into the curves area of the sleeve. Excuse me, guys. I'll pin it down. You see the overlay of the birthing. This is what you will have once your sleeve is done. It's looking very beautiful. Very, very beautiful, okay? Just make sure I pin it down properly before stitching on it. So once I was done pinning, I take it to the sewing machine and then I will stitch on it. Neatly stitch on it, okay? So we are done stitching, the sleeve is ready. We go ahead and install the sleeve into our shirt dress that was already ready, okay? So guys, we are done installing the curves and the extended flap to our sleeve, okay? Just trying it out for you to see what it looks like. You see how beautiful it is looking. Well put together, as you can see. It's really well put together, okay? You see how funky, how beautiful, how trendy it is looking. You can play with it, style it however you want, okay? Fold it up, leave it down, however, you see, it's really beautiful. You see the extended parts for the birthing, okay? It's beautiful, okay? So right about now, we're just going to install the sleeve to our shirt and then we are done with this project, okay? So I just look for the midpoint of the sleeve now, the midpoint of the armhole for the shirt, pin it together and then sew it. And then guys, we are done with this project, okay? So thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for watching up until this point. Please go ahead to drop your question if there is any. Go ahead to drop your confusion if there is any or if there was any, so we can provide clarity to it. Okay. Go ahead to tell us what you like about this video or this tutorial. Also do well to state what you didn't like about this tutorial. This will enable us to do better in the next tutorial. Okay. All right. Do well to like, share, give a thumbs up, subscribe. Ultimately, guys, subscribe. Okay. So you already saw on the footage, and here again, this is the finished product of all the English we have been speaking. This is the sleeve. You see what it looks like. Okay, see what it looks like. So we're done fixing our buttons. Okay, if you choose to fold it, if you choose to fly it this way, okay, look at the elastic drapes, you know, on it, right? We fixed our buttons. Okay, this is the sleeve again. So basically, guys, it was a successful project. I enjoyed putting this piece together. So please go ahead to try out yours. You can do well to make us see what you eventually came up with by joining our Facebook group. We also have a WhatsApp community. If you're interested, you can send me a message on the WhatsApp number on your screen so that we can add you to our WhatsApp community where we share ideas and all of that, guys. We'll see you in our next tutorial video. Do well to subscribe, like, share, give a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up. Thumbs up will enable YouTube algorithm, you know, show this video to as many people that's, you know, really requires it. Okay. All right, guys. See you. See you. It was nice being with you. Bye bye for now. You enjoy the rest of your day. Do not forget to put what you have learned today into practice, knowing fully well that your success and your perfection lies in how much of a practice you put into your craft. Okay. All right. Bye bye for now.